Our Gospel for this session comes from the Gospel according to John, chapter 20, verses 26 to 29. A week later, his disciples were again in the house, and Thomas was with them. Although the doors were shut, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and see my hands. Reach out your hand and put it in my side. Do not doubt, but believe." Thomas answered him, "My Lord and my God." Jesus said to him, "Have you believed because you've seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe." Well, here we are. We've made it to the final story we know from the Gospels about Thomas. Often it's treated as part of the story we heard last time, merged into the one about Thomas expressing his doubts when the others tell him that the dead and buried Jesus walked into a locked room to say hi. But the stories are a week apart. It's remarkably easy, of course, to say that Thomas missed out because he wasn't in the right place. But we don't know why he wasn't there. Maybe he'd popped to the bathroom. Maybe he had a family to care for. Whatever the reason, Thomas did miss out. And he did make that rationalistic proclamation, "I won't believe unless I touch and see for myself." A pre-enlightenment apostle, you might think. And a week has passed. I wonder what Thomas did in that week. There's plenty of time for consideration, reflection, regret. And we know that Thomas was a thinker. I spent many years regretting the fact that I too am a thinker. I so wanted to have the kind of simple faith that many of my friends had. The "God said it, I believe it, that settles it" kind of faith. But I always fell at the first hurdle. How do you know God said it? The story of Thomas has helped me come to see the value of questioning, of thinking things through. God didn't give any of us a brain as an obstacle to faith, but as a means of exploring it. It's been encouraging recently to listen to and to read theologians from around the world think about the current pandemic biblically. The ability to think is a gift. Like all the other gifts we have, though, we can use it wrongly. Rather than think in order to build faith, we can think in order to destroy it. Rather than being rightly skeptical, we can be corrosively cynical. C.H. Spurgeon, who's sometimes known as the Prince of Preachers and was pastor of New Park Street Chapel, London, for 38 years, said this: "The highest science, the loftiest speculation, the mightiest philosophy which can ever engage the attention of a child of God is the name, the nature, the person, the work, the doings, and the existence of that great God." Thomas is perhaps the apostle of thinkers rather than doubters. In our reading today, Thomas comes face to face with the one whose resurrection appearance he had questioned. Jesus offers him exactly what he had said he wanted, to see and to touch. Apparently, his thinking had brought Thomas to a crossroads, because Jesus lays out for him what lies beyond the fork in the road: doubt or belief. Thomas's response is more insightful than anything anyone else has come up with so far in the Gospel narratives. He sees beyond the resurrected Jesus to the significance of that resurrection. "My Lord and my God," he declares. Thinking isn't over for Thomas at this point. We saw a picture of him earlier this week, portrayed holding a book. But thinking isn't going over and over the same ground either. Thomas has gone as far as his thinking can take him, and now he's met Jesus. The thinking and the encounter come together to form a theological and devotional declaration that no one can better: my Lord and my God. May God bless you, both in your thinking and your encounter with the one who is our Lord and our God.